friends, welcome back to your mat. I'm Rachel. Today we'll be doing a little bit of a funky power flow, getting the legs going, getting the brain going, and connecting to our breath and body. We're gonna get started on our backs. So find a comfortable position lying down, and then have your feet wider than your mat. Knees come together to touch. Start to close down your eyes. Take a moment to make a connection, marking this as the starting point of your practice. Noticing your physical body, how you feel, and maybe even noticing the more subtle areas like the breath or your mood, emotions. Simply just noticing what's there without judgment. Letting it be. Start to take a deep inhale through your nose. Long exhale, let it go. Another deep inhale. Let it go. One more deep inhale. Hold the top. Open your mouth, long exhale. Let go of your breathing pattern. Letting your breath return to its natural cadence. Or perhaps starting your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath, by keeping the lips sealed and making a HA sound as you exhale, almost like you're fogging up a mirror. This breath can help you stay grounded throughout your practice. When you're ready, start to flutter your eyes open, slowly letting light in. And start to heel toe your feet, hip width distance apart. Pull the heels closer to your bottom and then graze the back of your heels with your fingertips. Plant the hands into the ground, root into the feet. Take an inhale, push the feet into the ground, lift the hips. Hold at the top. See if you can pull the heels into the mat, scrubbing the heels towards your shoulders. Digging, squeezing, activating the hamstrings, the glutes. You might even take your hands and take a little tap, feeling the backside, noticing what muscles are engaging. Find your breath. Check in with your core. Can you pull the belly button in? One more inhale. Exhale, slowly lower one vertebra at a time. Once your bottom hits the mat, walk the feet out about 4 to 5 inches. And then inhale, lift up, squeeze. This time you might lift the toes up, digging the heels into the ground even more. Find your breath. Imagine you're squeezing something between your thighs and your butt cheeks. Breathe, one more inhale. Exhale, lower your hips all the way back to the ground. Walk the feet out once again, 4 to 5 inches. And then last time, push the heels into the ground, lift the hips. Find your breath. Continue to scrub the heels towards your shoulders. Breathe, let the legs start to engage, start to turn up the heat. One more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way to the ground. Wrap your hands around your thighs, your hamstrings. Start to rock forward and backwards, massaging the length of your spine before rolling all the way up into a tabletop position. Stacking your shoulders over your hands. Start to take some circles over the wrist. So warming up the wrist here. See if you can spread your fingers really wide, gripping the mat. Feel all the knuckle pads pushing down and all 10 finger pads pushing down, almost like you're squeezing the fingers towards the center of the palm. And then feel the weight shifting over the hands, maybe making circles, maybe rocking side to side. Notice your breath. Find that ujjayi breath, or whatever breath you can connect with your body. And then flip the fingers so they point side to side, rock side to side. Flip the fingertips so they point towards your body. Start to find movement here, maybe peeling the heels of the palms up, back down. And then flip your hands over so that the palms are facing up. Finding different areas, maybe twisting your hands around, maybe creating fists. A few more breaths here, warming up the wrists. And then find a neutral tabletop. See if you can tuck the tailbone slightly. Pull the low ribs towards your hip points. Keep the whole core stable, like a true tabletop. And then only isolating the shoulder blades. See if you can drop your chest in between your arms towards the floor. And then exhale, push the ground away with your hands. Feel just the shoulder blades spreading apart. Let's do that 2 more times, only in the shoulders. Drop the chest through towards the floor. And then push the ground away. Feel the shoulder blades spreading apart, wrapping around your arms. 1 more time. Drop the chest. And then push the ground away. Spread, protract. Finding 1 cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, flick the tailbone up, gaze up this time. And then exhale, round the spine. Feel the protraction of the shoulders, tuck the tailbone underneath you. And then neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes and then start to walk your hands back towards your knees. Lifting up toe pose, making sure all 10 toes are tucked, including the pinky. And then see if you can start to lean back, letting the weight come over the heels, and then lean forward. So feeling the shifting, leaning back, keeping the core engaged as you lean back, shifting forward. Leaning back, you might even pluck the knees off the ground, maybe using the help with your hands, and then lean forward. Do it a few times at your own pace. And the next time you're leaning back, see if you can engage your core, engage the glutes, and then push into the toes to lift your chest all the way up, creating a ripple in the spine, and then hinging at the hips, sending the hips back to the heels. A few more times. Start to lift up, feel the roll of the spine. Send the hips back to the heels. 1 more time. Lift up, roll the spine up, send the bottom to the heels. Keeping the left toes tucked, pull the right foot out in front of you. And then see if you can start to find this shifting forward and backwards. Leaning the chest over the right thigh. Maybe the right heel starts to pick up as you lean forward, and then shifting back. When you shift back, you might even pluck the left knee off the ground, letting the left heel come towards the floor. So find this motion. Doesn't have to be a particular way. You can use your hands on the floor for support. Finding a little bit of ankle mobility. Getting into the feet a bit. And then switching sides, pull the right leg back, tuck the right toes. Sit your bottom to the heels and then pull the left foot out, planting the left foot out in front of you, finding this little lunge. Then start to shift your weight forward over to that left thigh. The left heel might lift, and then sending your bottom back, lifting the right knee. Do this a few times. Finding your breath. Next time your bottom is over the right heel, pull the left toes back. Find your toes squat. Once again. And then walk the hands out in front of you, tabletop, keeping the toes tucked. Take an inhale, lift the knees to a hover. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Take a moment to pedal out the legs. Maybe swivel the hips side to side. Maybe close your eyes again once more to really check in with yourself. Taking these moments of pause throughout your practice, these little check-in points to see where you're at. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, gaze between your thumbs. As you exhale, slowly tiptoe, walking your feet all the way behind your wrist, finding a forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows, generous bend in your knees, and maybe sway side to side, letting gravity hold your head and neck down as you breathe space into the back body. As you inhale, slowly uncurl your spine, one vertebra at a time, letting the arms dangle out in front of you as you roll all the way up. Head is last to lift. Inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Lift up onto your toes. Heels are lifted high as you push into both toe mounds. Squeezing the glutes here like we did in the beginning with bridge pose. So finding that compression, pulling everything together. Imagining there's something in between your thighs, your butt cheeks, holding it in, and then finding that tuck of the tailbone underneath you. Start to slowly bring your arms out in front of you for counterbalance. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to slowly bend your knees, sliding your back up against a wall, an imaginary wall, coming all the way down, letting the bottom hit the heels, toe pose. Once your bottom hits the heels, drop the heels forward, fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Plant your hands on your shins, push the shins away. Feel your spine elongating, the crown of the head pulls away from the hips. One more inhale. Exhale, high plank, step it back. Hands are under shoulders. Push into both toe mounds. Feel the back of the thighs lifting up towards the ceiling, tucking the tailbone underneath you, and then pulling the palms of your hands towards your feet. Inhale, shift forward 1 inch. Exhale, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Hold for a moment. Feel the glutes engaging. Find your breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment. Find your breath. Moving through that and flow a little bit more at pace. Breath to movement. Inhale, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, uncurl your spine, one vertebra at a time. Circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up onto the toes, arms out in front of you. Exhale, slow lower. Bottom will eventually find the heels. Forward fold, drop the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, step it back. Inhale, shift forward 1 inch. Exhale, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pull forward, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, uncircle, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, lift up onto toes, arms out in front of you. Exhale, slow lower with control. Keep the core engaged. Once the bottom hits the heels, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, take your vinyasa, or skip it all together. Meeting in downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, mountain pose, circle, reach. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, lift up onto toes, arms out in front of you. Exhale, slow lower, all the way down. Once your bottom hits the heels, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, step it back. Take your vinyasa or skip it, meeting in downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find the long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose, circle your arms, reach up, and then sink the hips low. See if you can root down through all corners of the feet, and then lift the toes up, spread them out wide, and then set them back down. Feel the toes gripping the mat like we did in our tabletop position. So feeling all the toe pads pulling towards the center, almost like your feet are little suction cups. Pulling energy, letting that travel all the way up your legs, tucking the tailbone slightly, pulling the low ribs towards your hip points. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Lift up onto your toes. Bring your arms out behind you, airplane wings. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. Magnetize the pinkies towards one another. Squeezing the inner thighs, the inner ankles. Stay steady, find a steady gaze out in front of you. And then slowly drop the heels, chair pose. Lift the arms up. One more full cycle of breath. And then take an inhale in. And an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. Take the vinyasa or skip it. Meeting in downward facing dog. In your down dog, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your right foot next to your right thumb. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Lift up and sink the hips low. Stay here for a moment. Notice where your body is in space. You might take the hands and you might gaze down. See if your hips are in line, pulling the right hip back in line with the left, tucking the tailbone underneath you to activate the glutes, and maybe sinking the hips lower. Then you might reach the fingers up, pulling the thumbs further behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Power lunge. Start to straighten the left leg. Bring your torso over that right thigh. Create a diagonal line with your body here. Continue to push into the left toe mounds, lifting the upper left thigh towards the ceiling or the back wall. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Reach both fingertips up to the sky. Staying on the left toes, keeping the left heel lifted. Keep pushing into those left toes. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. Start to lean back and cactus your arms. Keeping the core active. Find your breath. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up. Exhale, revolved warrior. Bend the right leg, twist to the right. Scoop the left rib cage forward as you pull the right shoulder behind you. Moving to warrior two at a count of 3. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior two. 1, 2, 3. Swivel your arms open. Sink the hips low. Push into the outer edge of your left foot. And then let the right knee drift towards over the right ankle, pushing the right knee towards the upper right corner of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, half cactus the right arm. Let the right elbow tap the right knee. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, half cactus, right elbow taps right knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half cactus tap, this time hold. Almost in this side angle posture, but with our right elbow pushing into the right knee. Take an inhale. Start to swivel the right toes parallel with the left foot, and as you do, straighten the right leg. Wide leg forward fold, reach in between the feet, walking the hands back behind you. Being in the posture for a moment before walking the hands to the back of the mat. Swivel both feet towards the back, plant the right hand down, open the left arm up, easy twist. Root into the right hand, push the ground away, feel the right shoulder blade stabilizing in place. And then pluck the left leg back to meet the right side plank. Take an inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, plant the left toes behind you, wild thing. Push into the left toe mound, engage the glutes, lift the hips up. And then keeping your legs where they are, slowly set the bottom to the ground. Finding this low pistol squat position. See if you can elongate your spine, squeezing your left knee into your chest, and then keeping that right leg engaged, flex the right toes. Now listen here for this funky transition. You're going to start rolling over your right leg. Plant the right hands where they would be under your shoulders. Once the hands plant, then start to roll the chest over the hands. Eventually the left leg comes back over, letting you land all the way on your belly. Hands are underneath shoulders, tuck the toes, push up. Inhale to shift forward 1 inch. Exhale, take your vinyasa if you want it. Meeting in down dog. Once you're in your down dog, take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, lift your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left foot. Inhale, high crescent lunge, lift up, sink the hips slow. Let your pelvic bowl be really heavy here towards the ground as you reach through the fingertips, lengthening the side body. As you lengthen up through the fingers though, see if you can keep the core contained, pulling the low ribs towards the hip points. Breathe in. Breathe out, power lunge. Start to straighten your right leg, letting the torso fall over the left thigh. Keeping the right toes pushing into the floor. See if you can lean your chest even more, like you're reaching the chest over the left knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten both legs, reach the fingertips up to the sky, keep the right heel lifted. Tailbone is tucked underneath you, core is contained. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the back knee, keep the left leg straight and start to cactus your arms, leaning back. Keeping the right glute engaged, tailbone tucked. Straighten both legs to reach towards the ceiling. Revolved warrior, bend the left knee, twist your torso to the left. Fingertips are reaching equal and opposite directions, like somebody's playing tug of war with your hands. And then moving to warrior 2 to the count of 3. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, warrior 2. 1, 2, 3. Swivel the arms open. Take a moment to find little minor adjustments. And then settle into the posture.
Root into the outer edge of your right foot. Continue to pull that left heel towards the midline, activating your inner thighs. Pull the shoulders on top of the hips, stacking the joints. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach the left arm to the sky. Right hand can slide down the right leg. Exhale, half cactus your left arm, left elbow taps left knee. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half cactus, tap the knee. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, half cactus, tap. This time hold. Keep rooting through the outer edge of your right foot. Start to spin the left toes parallel with the right toes, straightening the left leg, wide leg forward fold. Reach your hands in between the legs. Linger in the pause. And then walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Left hand plants, right arm opens, easy twist, open up. Sink the hips low for a moment. And then slowly pull the right leg back, side plank. Inhale to lift the right leg high. Exhale, plant the right toes behind you, wild thing. Push into the toes, engage the glutes to lift the hips higher. Maybe gaze at your right fingertips. And then keeping the legs as they are, set your bottom to the ground. Find your low pistol squat. Squeeze the right knee into your chest and then lift the heart. Pull the skull towards the ceiling. Straighten the left leg, flex the left toes. And then rolling over the left leg. Make this slow, make this purposeful. Slowly land the hands first as they would be under your shoulders. And then let the heart slowly start to roll towards the ground, rolling onto the left hip, pulling the right leg over, landing on your belly. Tuck the toes, hands under shoulders, push up. Shift forward 1 inch, take your vinyasa, or skip it. Meeting in downward facing dog. Take a full breath in your down dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Moving through all of that inflow. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent, lift up. Exhale, power lunge, lean forward. Inhale, straighten both legs, reach up. Exhale, bend the back knee, lean back, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach up, both legs straight. Exhale, revolved warrior, twist to the right. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, warrior 2. 1, 2, 3, open up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half cactus, right elbow taps right knee. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, half cactus, tap. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, half cactus, tap. Swivel the right toes, parallel with the left, straighten the right leg, wide leg forward, fold. Take it, inhale. Exhale, walk the hands towards the back, plant the right hand, easy twist, inhale. Exhale, side plank, pull the left leg back. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, plant it behind you, wild thing, lift the hips, engage the glutes. And then slowly lower the bottom with control. Low pistol squat. Find a long spine to begin. And then roll the hands over the right leg, planting under the shoulders. Let the rest of the body roll all the way to the floor. Tuck your toes, push up. And then take your vinyasa. Or skip it. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, lift up. Exhale, power lunge, reach forward. Inhale, straighten both legs, reach up. Exhale, bend the back knee, lean back, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach up. Revolved warrior, twist to the left, sink the hips. Take an inhale to prepare. Warrior 2 to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, open up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, half cactus, tap. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, tap, hold. Swivel the left toes parallel to the right, straighten the left leg, wide leg forward, fold. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands towards the front. Left hand plants, right arm opens. Easy twist. Take an inhale. Side plank. Pull the right leg back to meet the left. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, wild thing. Lift the hips. And then let the hips come to the floor. Low pistol squat. Reach your hands over the left leg, plant them under the shoulders, let the body roll all the way to the ground. Tuck the toes, push up, and then take your vinyasa or skip it. Meet and down dog. Take an inhale in and an inhale out. Lift the heels high and then bend the knees, push your chest towards your thighs. See if you can push into the ground even more with your hands. And then from here, see if you can roll your spine forward like cat pose into your high plank. Once you're in your high plank, bend the knees, flick the tailbone up, gaze up, send the hips all the way back. 2 more times. Lift the heels, bend the knees, roll your spine forward, high plank, bend the knees, flick the tailbone up. 1 more time. Roll the spine forward, high plank. Bend the knees, flip the tailbone up, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, cherry pose, lift your arms and your heart. Sink the hips low. Bring your hands to prayer, and then lift the heels. Squeeze the inner thighs, the inner ankles together, and then keeping the heels lifted, see if you can come all the way to stand. Straightening the legs. Once you're standing upright, see if you can re-engage the legs. So tuck the tailbone underneath you. Imagine that penny in between the butt cheeks. Squeeze the thighs together. And then bring the arms out in front of you. Slowly start to bend the knees like you're sliding your back down the wall. And then pause halfway. Hold here. See if you can start to lean the knees more forward as you lean the shoulders back. Can be subtle. Keep the belly button pulling towards the spine, keeping the core engaged. Tailbone is tucking. Playing with that balance. You might see if you can go lower, finding that sissy squat. Coming all the way to your toe pose. Once your bottom is at the heels, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Step it back. Inhale to shift forward 1 inch. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Meet and downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Lift up. Exhale, power lunge. Lean your heart over the right thigh. Straighten the left leg. Inhale, both legs straighten. Reach the fingers towards the sky. Exhale, bend the back knee. Lean back. Cactus the arms. Stay here for a moment. Keep the core engaged. Keep the tailbone tucked. Find your breath. And then straighten both legs. Reach fingers towards the sky. Revolved warrior. Twist to the right. Bend into the right knee. Stay here. This time, see if you can start to reach the right fingertips back towards the left ankle. As you do, reach those left fingertips up and away, like you're reaching diagonally both fingers. Find your breath. Come back to your revolved warrior. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Slowly open up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half cactus tap, just one time. Keep the right elbow glued to the right knee. Hold for a moment. See if you can spin the heart towards the ceiling just a little bit more. And then start to swivel the right toes parallel to the left. As you do, straighten the right leg, reach in between the legs, wide leg forward fold. Walk the hands towards the left foot, back of the mat, right hand plants, left arm opens, easy twist. Take an inhale. Exhale, side plank, pull the left foot back to meet the right. Reach the left hand up to the sky. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, wild thing. Lift the hips, gaze at the left fingertips. And then slowly walking your hips towards the ground, but not dropping the hips all the way. See if you can plant your left hand under your left shoulder. And then pull the right foot in line with the left foot. So we're in this reverse tabletop crab position. Staying here, see if you can lift up onto the toes, lifting the heels. And then you might even pop up onto fingertips here to give yourself a little more space. See if you can send the knees towards the ground out in front of you. As you send the knees forward, lift the right arm up and overhead towards the left arm. As you do, you might play with sending the knees forward, maybe even tapping the ground. Take a full breath here. And then slowly let it go. See if you can lift the knees back up, moving slowly, letting the right hand plant under the right shoulder. Finding that low pistol squat once again. Right leg straightens, left knee into your chest. Find the long spine first, and then plant your hands again next to your hips this time. Lift your bottom up, slide the right foot onto the ground, bending the right knee. And then find that little lunging forward and backwards like we did in the beginning. So shifting your weight towards the front foot, and then towards the back foot. Doing this a few times, using this as a bit of momentum. Next time your bottom is towards the back foot, take an inhale. And as you exhale, spring forward, come into your standing splits. Left leg lifts to the sky. You can bring your hands to heart center, or maybe wrap the arms around the right shin, engaging the left glute and hamstring, lifting that leg higher. You can stay here, or you can plant your hands out in front of you, shoulder width distance apart. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Activate the core, and then maybe take a handstand hop, kicking off of the right toes, lifting the left leg to the sky. If you're taking the hops, see if you can give yourself a full breath in between. Find the engagement with your exhale, and then find a kick. We'll be here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly find your mountain pose. Lower your left foot next to your right. Lift your arms up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa. It's okay if you're off the mat. We will work our way over meeting and downward facing dog. If you're off the mat, you can take a step back onto your mat. Inhale, lift your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, lift up. Exhale, power lunge, lean forward. Keep pushing into the right toes. Send your chest over that left thigh, reaching the collarbones over the left knee. And then take an inhale, straighten both legs. Reach the fingertips up. Tuck the tailbone. Start to bend the back knee, cactus the arms, lean back. Hold here. Keep rooting through the left toes and the right toes. Take an inhale, straighten both legs, reach up. Exhale, revolved warrior, twist to the left. This time, see if you can reach the left fingers towards the right heel, letting the right arm find the diagonal line. Lifting the heart, scrubbing that left heel back. Revolved warrior is yours, lift back up. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, warrior two to the right. Make it slow, swivel open. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, one half cactus, tap, hold. See if you can pull the right shoulder blade down and back, spinning the heart open towards the ceiling. And then let the left toes swivel in line with the right toes. Straighten the left leg, wide leg forward fold. Take an inhale, walk your hands towards the back. Easy twist, left hand plants, right arm opens, breathe in. Side plank, breathe out. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, wild thing. Lift the hips, engage the glutes. Find the right fingertips with the eyes. And then slowly unwind. Let the hips come towards the ground, but don't drop the hips all the way. And then let the right hand plant under the right shoulder. Pull the left foot in next to the right foot. Finding this little reverse tabletop crab position. See if you can start to lift up onto the toes, sending the knees forward. As you do, the left arm lifts up and overhead, reaching towards the right fingertips. Maybe the knees tap the floor out in front of you. Take an inhale. Let it go. Slowly lift the knees up. Let the left hand plant behind you. Finding your pistol squat, left leg straighten, right leg into chest. Pull the hands next to your hips and then lift the bottom off the ground. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot, find that little lunging position like we did in the beginning. With the help of your hands or not, see if you can lunge forward and backwards, letting the heels lift, finding that mobility in the ankles and the feet. And then once again, using this as as momentum. Send the hips towards the back foot and then spring up. Find your standing splits. Right leg reaches for the ceiling. You can point or flex the toes. And then maybe lift the hands, either heart center or wrap the arms around your calf. Sending your chest onto your thigh, left thigh. Stay here or plant the hands shoulder width distance out in front of you. Take an inhale. Exhale, engage the core. Maybe take a handstand hop, kicking off of the left toes and then keeping that right leg straight. If you're taking a hop, give yourself a full breath in between. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your mountain pose. Right foot meets the left. Circle your arms up to the sky. Breathe in. Forward fold. Breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa or skip it. Meeting in down dog. Walk yourself back onto your mat if you have made your way off. Lift the heels, bend the knees, send your chest towards your thighs, and then ripple the spine forward, high plank. Drop your knees, find your tabletop position, and then start to walk your hands back towards your knees, sending your bottom towards the heels. Once your bottom's on the heels, see if you can lift the knees up, dropping the heels to the ground. Finding this low squat. See if you can open the knees, let your chest come in between, and then set your bottom to the ground. Find high boat. And I'm just gonna scoot a little bit forward. Finding your high boat, you can always bend the knees. You can always plant the hands behind you. So find what challenge you need today. And then see if you're rolling your spine in. Can you flatten it out? Pull the shoulder blades together and down. Pull the belly button in. And then we're gonna lower all the way down to low boat at the count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, low boat. In your low boat, squeeze your glutes together, squeeze the thighs, point or flex the toes, close the space between your low back and the floor. Arms can be out in front of you or overhead. Find your breath. Clasp your hands together, releasing the pointer finger, and then lift your right leg up to the sky, reach over the right leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, switch. Left leg lifted, reach over the left leg, and switch. Switch, switch, switch. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your low boat, hold. Find your breath. Find a crisscross of the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your hands behind your thighs, start to rock and roll a few times. Coming all the way back up, tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the knees to a hover. Take an inhale. And then exhale, drop the knees. One more time, inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, drop the knees. Walk the hands back towards the knees. Find your toe pose, keeping the toes tucked. Send your arms out in front of you. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to lean back, engage the core. See if you can lift the knees up without using your hands, maybe one at a time, maybe two. Finding your toe pose. Working the opposite way, see if you can stretch your arms out in front of you. Push into the toes, come all the way up to standing, keeping the heels lifted, engaging the quads. Finding your mountain pose, keeping the heels lifted. Let's see if we can find that sissy squat one more time. Start to lean your back against the wall, slide halfway first, pause. And then start to lean the shoulders back as the knees push forward even more. Engage the core. You might go all the way to the ground. You might just go a little bit. Once you're in your toe pose, again, plant your hands out in front of you. Drop the heels and then let the knees find the upper arms, crow pose. Lean your weight forward, keep the gaze out in front of you. And then dome the upper spine, feel the shoulder blades protracting like we did in the beginning. Squeeze your heels to your glutes, core is engaged. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Drop the feet. Forward fold, lift the hips up. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Walk your hands out, high plank. Take a vinyasa or skip it, meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift your left knee into your chest. And then wrap your hands around your left knee. See if you can root down into your right foot first. So find that steadiness. And then find a soft bend in your right knee. Start to lean back, pushing your left knee into your hands, engaging the right glute. You can stay here. Maybe this is plenty. Or you can keep the right hand wrapped around your knee and begin to open the left arm up, finding a twist, finding a steady gaze. Take an inhale. Exhale, if you twisted, come back to center. Moving into warrior 3 at the count of 5. Starting your transition, straightening the right leg first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warrior 3, left leg reaches behind you. Reach your arms out in front of you. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Start to bend the left knee. Squeeze the left heel to your glute. And then see if you can reach for your left foot with your right hand. Once you have it, or it's near your hand, slowly come to stand, keeping the left foot in your right hand. Inhale, lift your left arm to the sky. Exhale, dancer pose with opposite grip. Kick the left foot into the right hand. Reach your left hand forward. Find your breath. Slowly release the foot. Bring your hands to your chest. Find your warrior 3 for a moment. Soft bend in the right knee. Step the left toes back. Pyramid pose. Can be a more extended pyramid pose or a more traditional. You might even step the left foot out a little wider, like your feet are on railroad tracks. Giving yourself a little more space. Nudging that right hip back in line with the left hip. You might stay here in your pyramid pose. Or if you want, you can start to bend the left knee, keeping the right leg straightened. Bringing the arms to airplane wings, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Wherever you are, come back to your pyramid pose. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High plank is yours. Step the legs back. Find your vinyasa or skip it. Meeting in down dog. Inhale, lift the left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Push into that left foot. Pull the right knee into your chest. Rock the hands around the right knee. Root into the left foot first. Then soft bend in your left knee. See if you can start leaning back, engaging the glutes as you kick your knee into the hands. Finding that equal and opposite. Playing with the balance. You might stay here or keep the left hand on the right knee. Begin to open the right arm, reaching it behind you. Finding your twist. Continuing to lean back. Engaging the glutes. Take an inhale. If you twisted, come back to center. Warrior 3 is yours at the count of 5. So slowly begin your transition, sending the right leg behind you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warrior 3 is yours. Straighten that back leg like you're stamping the right foot behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend the right knee. See if you can reach for the right foot with your left hand, coming all the way to stand. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, dancer pose with opposite grip. Kick into the left hand, reach the right fingertips forward, engage the glutes. See if you can keep the shoulders square to the front of your mat. Breathe in. Slowly release the right leg. Find the warrior 3 for a moment. Hands to heart center. Step the right toes back, pyramid pose. You can always grab blocks here, or if you don't have blocks, anything that will give your hands a little bit more elevation. Pulling that left hip back in line with the right hip. Reaching the collarbones towards the toes out in front of you. Steadying your breath. You can stay here in your pyramid pose. Or if you'd like, you can start to bend into that right knee. And then maybe even lifting the hands off of the ground or the props, finding airplane wings, squeezing the shoulder blades down and together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Find your pyramid pose once again, and then forward fold is yours. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, step it back. Take your vinyasa or skip. Meet in down dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, roll yourself forward, high plank. And then as you exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Untuck the toes, bring your hands outside of the mat, oscillating cobra. Inhale, roll the back of your heart up, head is last to lift. Exhale, back down, one vertebra at a time. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll down. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Slide your hands under your shoulders, ground into your knees, push yourself up all the way to a child's pose. Take 2 breaths here. Taking this moment of pause to collect yourself, to check in, notice what's showing up. Then walk your hands towards your knees. Lifting your heart up, resting your bottom on your feet. And then tuck the toes. Like we did in the beginning, see if you can lift the arms out in front of you and tucking the tailbone first, rooting in, let that ripple your spine up. Do that 2 more times, bottom to heels. Tuck the tailbone first, lift the heart like a wave. 1 more time. Lifting up, this time staying here. Crossing your arms over your chest or keeping the arms out in front of you. Engage the glutes, tuck the tailbone. Squeeze that imaginary penny in between the butt cheeks. Pull the belly button in. Taking a trust fall, start to lean back. Leaning back as far as you need to or want to. And then pushing into the toes, coming back up. 2 more times, lean back. Come back, keeping the full back line engaged. Lean back, this time hold. Stay here or see if you can reach the hands for the heels, finding camel pose. Lifting the heart, keeping the glutes engaged, maybe dropping the head back, opening the throat. And slowly releasing back the way we came. Keeping the glutes engaged, untucking the toes, tapping the feet, setting the hips back towards the heels. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lean to one side, pull the feet out in front of you, finding a butterfly position. Soles of feet together. Knees out wide, and then wrap your fingers around your big toes or around the feet. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull your heart towards your feet. Elbows can push into the legs, encouraging the knees towards the floor. You might let the head drop, letting the spine round. Relaxing the jaw. Allowing the energy to start to slow down. Slowly lift back up. Cross the right shin in front of the left, finding an easy seat. Take an inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Let the left hand land on your right knee. Breathe in, find length in your spine. And with the exhale, maybe twist to the right even more. One more, find length. Exhale, twist. Keeping your left hand on your right knee, take the right hand behind your skull. And then keeping your body twisted towards the right, see if you can start leaning that left shoulder down towards your left knee. Stretching the right side body, letting the right elbow reach towards the ceiling. Take an inhale in. And let it go. Slowly unwinding, reach both arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the left, breathe out. Right hand lands on the left knee, find your twist. Take an inhale, find length through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist even deeper. One more, inhale in. And twist. Keeping the right hand on the left knee, bring the left hand behind your skull. Keeping the twist in your body, lean the right shoulder back towards the right knee. Letting the left elbow reach towards the sky. Continuing to push that left knee towards the ground. Breathe into your left side body. Big inhale in. And out. Slowly unwind back to center. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. And then plant the feet on the ground, bending the knees. Plant the hands on the ground, fingertips pointing away. And then push into the feet. Find a reverse tabletop. Lifting the heart. Maybe even rocking forward and backwards one more time. One more inhale in. Let it out. Set the bottom down. Grab your hands behind your thighs. Slowly start to unwind all the way to your back. Letting the legs stretch out, reaching the arms overhead. Take an inhale in. And out. Squeezing the right knee into your chest. You might circle it in and out, away from you, side to side. Might roll out the ankle, point the toes. Did a lot on our feet, ankle mobility today. And then pulling your knee midline, take an inhale. Exhale, find a supine twist. Pull the right knee over the left. Stretch your right arm out into a T or a half cactus shape. Keeping the right shoulder plugged into the ground. Come back to center. Swap it out. Right leg goes long. Squeeze the left knee into your chest. Take a moment to wiggle out the hip, pulling the knee out wide, and then rolling the ankle, the toes. Pull the knee into center, take an inhale. Exhale, twist. Left knee pulls over the right leg. Left arm out into whatever shape feels good. Letting your exhale soften your rib cage towards the floor. Loosening the jaw, the face. Come back to center. Find a happy baby or any last posture that might feel good for your practice. Maybe a soft plow pose. Maybe another back bend. Give yourself a few moments to notice what you're wanting.
When you're ready, find your way into a tight ball one last time, massaging your low back to the ground. And then see if you can clench everything together, squeeze it all in towards the center, forehead taps your knees, take an inhale. And exhale, Shavasana. Let your limbs take up space. Let the feet splay out wide, the hands, the arms, tucking the shoulder blades underneath you to lift your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let your exhales soften over your body like waves crashing down. Letting go, surrendering. Noticing what is here. What is here right now. Letting it be as it is. Please pause this video if you want to be here longer. If you're ready to move out, start to deepen your breath. Finding little movement in the fingers, the toes. And then making your way to one side in a fetal position. Letting your head rest on your arm like a pillow. Keeping the eyes closed if you feel supported by that. Taking a moment of gratitude for showing up to your mat, for moving your body. Feeling this little pocket of pause. This moment of being here. And then when you're ready, find your way back up into a seat. You can always keep the eyes closed if that feels good. Finding a tall spine, reaching the crown of your head towards the sky. Taking a final breath together, breathe in. Let it go. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your practice with me. I look forward to being with you all again. Peace. Namaste.